Katie, a struggling actress, wins the lottery in California in 2030. The law allows anyone with a losing ticket to murder her before sundown and legally claim her winnings. Noel, an amateur lottery protection agent, helps to keep her alive until sunset in exchange for a share of her winnings. When I first heard about Jackpot, a 2024 American action comedy directed by Paul Feig, I wasn't expecting much. Despite the ensemble cast featuring Awkwafina, John Cena, and Simu Liu, the film flew under the radar, quietly released on August 15, 2024 by Amazon and GM Studios via Prime Video. My curiosity was piqued only because of Simu Liu, whom I enjoyed in Arthur the King. What I didn't expect was that despite the film's many flaws, it left me less frustrated than I anticipated, though that's not to say it's a success by any stretch. Let's start with a few bright spots. Awkwafina, John Cena, and Simu Liu are the trio that tries, with varying degrees of success, to inject life into this otherwise lifeless script. John Cena in particular stands out, delivering casual, almost nonchalant humor during intense sequences, bringing some much-needed levity to the film. His dynamic with Awkwafina provides the film's best moments, especially when the two banter back and forth, the chemistry giving us a glimpse of what Jackpot could have been. The action sequences, though not groundbreaking, are humorous in their own right. Awkwafina delivers the physical comedy even though she is portrayed as a clumsy and incompetent. However, these moments of levity are few and far between, overshadowed by a script that feels like an afterthought. The writing in Jackpot is the film's biggest flaw. Weak, disjointed, and lacking any real substance. The screenplay is sloppy, filled with unfunny dialogues that fall flat, making it hard to connect with any of the characters. In fact, the characters themselves are a major problem. Every single one is either flat or completely devoid of depth. They are mere caricatures with no emotional weight or development to make us care about what happens to them. Even the backstory of Noel, John Cena's character, which hints at a more interesting narrative, is casually brushed aside in favor of forced humor and superficial action. One of the most glaring issues is the lack of stakes. While the film tries to create an illusion of danger, it fails miserably. John Cena's character seems almost invincible, brushing off life-threatening situations as if they were minor inconveniences. Awkwafina's character never truly faces any real harm, and the rest of the ensemble cast is so poorly developed that their fates are of little concern to me. As a result, the danger presented in the film feels more like fool's gold. You think it's there, but ultimately, there is none. Simu Liu's role as Louis Lewis, the antagonist, is another major letdown. The trailer itself spoils his reveal, and his character is so poorly written that he becomes little more than a joke. His motivations are unclear, his actions lack depth, and his presence in the film does nothing to elevate the story. It's as if the writers decided to recycle his character traits from Arthur the King, slap on a white suit, and call it a day. There's no explanation for why he needs Awkwafina's lottery money when his business is thriving, making his actions seem even more nonsensical. Ultimately, Jackpot fails because it's a film without purpose. The few moments of humor and decent action are overshadowed by a script that lacks direction, characters that fail to engage, and a story that is both predictable and uninspired. The songs feel like they are thrown in as an afterthought, adding nothing to the overall experience. Even the logic of the plot is shaky at best, something that might have been forgivable if the writing had been stronger. There are no surprises, no twists that catch you off guard. By the time the credits rolled, I felt like I had seen it all before, and in a way, I had. If you watched the trailer, you've essentially watched the movie. The film is so predictable that it becomes a chore to sit through. Had Jackpot been released in theaters, I have no doubt that it would have been a box office flop. It's the kind of movie that you watch once and promptly forget, lost in the sands of time. Despite a few moments of levity, the film ultimately feels like a waste of time, a missed opportunity that could have been so much more. In conclusion, Jackpot is a film that tries to hit the mark but fails miserably, leaving behind little more than a hollow shell of what could have been an entertaining action comedy. If you are a die-hard fan of Awkwafina, John Cena, or Simu Liu, you might find something to enjoy here. But for the rest of us, there are far better films to spend our time on. That's my opinion on Jackpot. Do you agree with my thoughts? What are your thoughts on the film? Let me know in the comments. Please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.
What did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this